I was supposed to be a comedian. I don't know what else I would have done if it wasn't comedy, because I was always on the stage. My mother was a director and playwright, wrote for the Arena Playhouse, always had different productions every other month. She would just bust in my room like, here, your name is Junebug. You a troubled young man with a risky past, and you gotta learn this script like this thick. I'm like, Mom, I'm like 8. I don't need to. You gonna learn it, and it gave me culture. You know what I'm saying? It gave me some type of, art as a child. And my father was the one that sprinkled the comedy in my life. He was the one that sat me down and let me watch Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, Bill Cosby, Red Fox. You know what I'm saying? That whole Def Jam wave of comedy. You know what I'm saying? The comic view. I used to sit with him to watch this. I remember like hearing the cursing upstairs in my room, and then me and my brother would sneak downstairs, and I just remember seeing Richard Pryor, seeing that red shirt he had on.
And it seemed fair to kill my car to me, right? Because my wife was going to leave my ass. I said, not in this motherfucker, you ain't. No, Lord. No, if you leave, you'll be driving them hush puppies you got on.
Oh, man. Real talk, man. Kids have made me a better comedian. Hands down. Like, because you got to understand, these kids I taught in the city, so there's a lot of mismanaged ass minds. Like, it made me a better comedian because if you can, like, hold the attention of these 20 kids in this room, and they half of them are half asleep, they don't feel like being there, some of them on medicine, their teeth are falling out, they're going through puberty. It's a lot of shit going on with these kids, yo. Like, it's a lot. But if you can hold their attention, make them laugh, and teach them at the same time, you have a brilliant mind. You have a brilliant and patient mind for this shit. Like people don't understand. Like I made sure I made these kids feel like they was my kids, like my born kids, and nobody tests you like your own child. Like every parent that's probably watching this can actually say, how much time will I go to jail if I punch this nigga in the mouth and knock his ass down the steps for getting smart with me? How much time in jail will I do if I toss this nigga off that damn balcony for smacking his teeth or like getting, you know what I'm saying? Like kids take you there, but I love them.
2, march, straight line. 1, 2, 1, 2, up the steps, up the. Whoa. What? Hey, don't laugh at me. I almost fell. Don't laugh at me.
The first person that ever told me to do stand-up comedy is William Moody. He was my classmate all the way from elementary to middle to high school. You know what I'm saying? And when we got to high school, when I was in the 9th grade, my brother used to let me hang with him. And my brother would take me to these different little parties and stuff. It was like mad girls, and he would like tell the girls I was his younger brother, and they would just dry hump me. And that was just like the biggest thing in the world to my friends. So I would go to school Monday and tell my little friends about these little dry humping stories. And William, my homeboy William, used to take me to different groups of 9th grade, about friends, and I would retell the same story over and over again. Like he used to do this like all day, and I was like, yo, why are you making me do this? He's like, cause it's funny. Every time you tell these stories, yo, they be funny. And he said, you ever think about doing stand-up comedy? And I was like, no. He's like, yo, you gotta do comedy, yo. Like what you just did was a set.